Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie Schlute, and in today's episode, I'm talking to you all about clairaudience. We are all born with natural intuitive skills, and one of the skill sets that we have is a heightened sense of hearing. So, I'm going to be teaching you all the signs that you might be clairaudient, how you can develop your clairaudient skill in order to help you follow your intuition towards your greatest manifestations, or if you wanted to take it further and really up level your psychic skills, that's also an option. And I'll also be teaching you how to be more aware of this type of skill set so that you can make the correct shifts in your life to help you manifest things faster. There are things that are very specific to someone who is clairaudient when it comes to how you best manifest things and some of the things that you might want to shift or improve upon so that you can reach all of your goals so much faster. If you love everything to do with developing your intuition and manifestation, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every time I have a new episode for you. In order to truly understand your psychic abilities and your intuitive abilities, I want to start with a little bit of background to help you understand yourself as an energetic being. First and foremost, everything in our reality, everything in this universe is made up of energy. And you are an energetic being first and foremost. Your physical body is just a manifestation of this one point in time, but you are a soul, you are a greater consciousness and part of a holistic consciousness as well. That means that you are connected to everything, all dimensions, everything in space, time, our reality, other dimensions, other things in existence. And your physical body is always receiving energy information and interpreting it. All of your physical human body senses are just interpretations of energetic information. Your body is receiving a piece of energy and it is transforming that into an impression, into something that you can recognize as something physical and tangible in this world. In order to develop your intuitive and psychic abilities, you are just heightening those senses that you already have. You're opening yourself up and being more aware of all the different subtle shifts on an energetic level. And that is how you are able to receive more psychic information and intuitive information. Psychic and intuitive information is the same. They're just on a varying scale of receiving and interpreting energetic information. Someone who has a higher sense of psychic ability is much more tapped into all the energetic information that they're receiving, whereas I would see someone who's a little more intuitive as just receiving impressions periodically. They are open, they just haven't honed their skill to the same level as someone who calls themselves a psychic. If you have been shutting down your intuitive and psychic ability for years, that's okay, you can wake it back up. I went through my own process of kind of shutting out and not believing in the impressions that I was receiving for many years. And then through my 20s, I did a lot of inner work and I started opening myself and learning how to develop this skill set. I have a great playlist that can teach you all about how to develop your intuitive skills even further. In this episode, I'm going to be talking just about one of the clairs. But I want you to know that there are 5 primary clairs that many of us experience and receive psychic and intuitive information from. There's also a couple lesser ones like our sense of taste and our sense of smell. Yes, you can have psychic information come through your sense of taste and smell, but the 5 primary clairs that you might experience are clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, clear sight, where you experience visions. You might experience clairaudience, which is clear hearing, clear sound, claircognizance, which is clear knowing, as if someone just dropped that information straight into your mind out of nowhere. You may also experience clairsentience, which is a physical sensation where you get goosebumps on your arms, chills down your back, aches and pains in your body. And the strongest clair in most people is clairempath, your ability to sense emotions. Whether it's experience and feeling someone else's emotions, whether it's cultivating your own emotions in order to manifest more of what you want. I experience all of these different clairs, most of them on a daily basis, but just know that some people have one clair that is a lot stronger. Some people have 2 or 3 clairs that they experience. I happen to experience all of the clairs, so I can help you decipher what are your strongest clairs and how to develop those. Sometimes these clairs can come through multiple at one time. So you may have a vision, experience a feeling at the exact same time, as well as hear a message and a knowing come through. So just know that some of these come in combination. Sometimes you might experience one and not the other, but all of these psychic impressions are available to you. The definition of clairaudience is to have clear hearing. And someone who has a heightened sense of hearing is more likely to receive psychic and intuitive information through sound, which means you might be receiving a lot of intuitive messages from your spirit guides and your angels in the way of thoughts and messages that you hear inside your mind or outside of your body. Some ways that you might know that clairaudience is one of your skill sets is that you have a tendency to hear very high pitched sounds and also very low pitched sounds. You might have some hearing sensitivity, loud noises really startle you. You happen to notice sounds off in the distance when no one else around you does. You have a heightened sense of hearing. You're also very good at hearing the very subtle shifts in someone's tone of voice when they're talking to you. So a big part of how you receive communication from other people is the awareness of the tone in their voice. You can tell a lot by every little shift what that means on an emotional level for them or how they're communicating a message to you. You may also have the skill set of being telepathic, where you pick up other people's thoughts very frequently. Someone is about to say something, but you say it first. You've heard it as maybe one of your own thoughts, or you knew that's what they were going to say before they said it. This is one of those things that my husband and I do to each other all the time. It's kind of annoying sometimes. And it's never at the moment when you want them to know what you're thinking. It's just these random things. And he'll say something. I was like, I was just thinking that, or vice versa. So when you live in very close quarters with someone and you're telepathic, you have a tendency to read each other's minds. In general, you may have a very loud inner voice, which means that when you're receiving psychic or intuitive information, it comes through as thoughts, as a booming voice, or you notice it as a part of your own thought patterns, but maybe there's a different quality to how that message shows up for you in your own mind. You will be the type of person that's very drawn to dialogue. You love reading, you love writing, you really enjoy storyline, scripting of movies, plays, lyrics in music, and even music in general. You really enjoy listening to a wide variety of music because it moves you in a way that maybe it doesn't move other people. You feel deeply connected to sound. Music is actually a very strong therapeutic modality for you because you can use it to get you into a really high positive state. You can use it to get you into a calm state. You're listening to classical music or something a little more ambient. You have fun with music. You have fun with dialogues. Maybe you're the type of person that you quote movies a lot because you pick up on dialogue so much more easily. It stands out to you and it's something that you remember and are more deeply connected to as a clairaudient person. You are also more likely to be a good listener. And that's because dialogue, information, sound, and voice is a very high value to you. You may also make a really great public speaker, or you might like to write song lyrics, or journal, or create your own guided meditations. Because of your hypersensitivity to sound information, mediumship may also be a skill set of yours. You might be very good at channeling information from people that have passed on from this physical realm. You might also be able to receive a lot of intuitive information from your spirit guides, your angels, and other light beings. I personally have received several messages from people that have passed on to the other side. My great-grandmother, spirits that I have encountered when doing house clearings, clearing out their lingering energy so that they can move on to the other side. I've also had friends that have passed on and came to me within the first 24 hours and sent me a message to pass on to other people. It's a really beautiful skill set to have, to be able to transfer messages to other people and let them know that their loved ones have guidance for them, are there to support them in their life. In order to use your clairaudience skill set to manifest things faster into your life, I highly recommend that you use affirmations. You can use them in a variety of ways. You can have them written out in front of you that you see every day. You can write them out, speak them out loud, which is probably going to be the most powerful thing for you, where you actually vocalize in first person who you want to be, what you want to be, and how you want to feel every single day. Words are going to be very powerful for you. If you're a songwriter, you may want to actually write out your manifestation song or sing songs. That's actually something that I've done. I created little jingles about where me and my husband want to be with our own abundance, and it's really fun. It's also going to be very important for you to be self-aware of your own thoughts, of your own self-talk, and your beliefs that you have around what you want to manifest in your life. Your thoughts and words are extremely powerful. They're powerful for everyone, but especially if you are clairaudient, they hold an even higher level of power for you in particular as an individual, which means you want to be mindful of what you're thinking, mindful of the words you are saying, and mindful of the fact that every statement you say is a declaration to the universe. So choose your words wisely. If you notice yourself in some negative thought patterns, some negative patterns of how you speak about your current reality, notice it and reframe it. Do some work on journaling what you're thinking and what you're believing, and then flip it around to make it more positive, more optimistic, more hopeful, and more in faith about the things that you are manifesting in your life. And keep in mind, when you're receiving psychic and intuitive impressions through your sense of hearing, it is going to be a very subtle, sometimes powerful, but more often than not, it's a single statement, something a little more repetitive, a message that just keeps coming through periodically. It may be repetitive, it may show up multiple times over several months, but when you notice some thoughts, some things that keep nudging at you, and it's coming through as an auditory message, that is something you are meant to move forward with, something that you're meant to follow through with, something that is telling you a really important piece of information to help you succeed more in life. Let me know if this information was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, please write them in the comments down below. I've created a free guide about all things clairaudient that you can download in the description below. If you love this video, please give it a like so that more people can find this video on YouTube. In the next episode, I'm going to be talking all about the psychic skill set of being an empath, which everyone has access to. Be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell so that you get notified when the next video is released. I also think you'll really enjoy these videos here. Thank you so much for joining me today, and let me know if there's anything else that I can help you with on your spiritual journey to manifesting an amazing, abundant life and developing your intuitive skills.